Hello, Nintendo fans. My name is Mario Master. How are we doing today? So, I wanted to do a little bit of an informational video. I guess, I don't know. I have been doing YouTube for almost coming on 5 years now. August 20th, 2019 is when I uploaded my very first video to this channel. I have over 1,000 videos. And a little over 450 subscribers. So, for up and coming YouTubers, and especially with younger kids, and or you are older than me, and just want to know, some ins and outs and everything like that. Now, I'm probably not the best person to be talking about this, obviously. I only have a little over 450 subscribers, but I still have a cavalcade of experience. Like I said, I've been doing this for over 4 years now, and once again, that many I've had experience, and I've learned on how to do certain things and what can be very helpful on your journey, and some very common mistakes that I see smaller YouTubers, or mainly it's younger children, or something like that. Common mistakes. So I'm going to go through some stuff that you can do that can possibly help and or help a ton. Number one, read YouTube TOS. That's probably going to be like the main thing. Most people don't, because like, oh, whatever, I don't need to read that. If you're going to be a YouTuber, and you just want that to be your life, much like I do, you gotta kind of know what TOS is all about. I've read it a couple times. They update it like every couple years, I believe. Like, one of the most common things, you do have to be 13 to post on YouTube, okay? It doesn't matter if you lie about your age. They can find out. Don't think they can't, I'll admit, in my youth, I definitely posted when I was under the age of 18. Most of the time when I do see younger kids post, they just don't know about YouTube TOS, or they just don't care. I mean, like, eventually YouTube will find out and just either, I think they give you a strike, or they just take down your channel entirely. So that is definitely one main thing. Definitely watch out for that. You do have to be over the age of 13, not 18. Christ, could you imagine? What's another one? When you do what I do, which is record on your phone, one of the many things that can be extremely helpful is a tripod. Now, obviously, tripods can be expensive, and especially if you're just starting out and you are under the age of 18, so you don't have a debit or credit card, whatever the case may be, you can find them in Walmart, Target, you name it, for fairly cheap. Like the one I'm using right now was $20 on Amazon. Just find a really good one. This one that I have can extend. Super high quality, has like levels and everything like that. Super good. I like it. Works out just fine. $20 on Amazon. That's where you're really going to want to go. Just use your phone camera like I do. Like, modern phone cameras are super good and work out fairly well, especially for recordings like these. For editing software, I personally use CapCut. Doesn't there isn't like a watermark unless you use Shorts, which is fine. But there are workarounds for that. Like, you could just delete it. Like, I mainly use my editing software on my main, like, recordings for games like Outlast, I use CapCut just because it's free. Because Adobe, I think, yeah, Adobe Film or whatever, whatever the editing software every single YouTuber uses isn't free. So if you just are looking for a free option, use CapCut. You do have to look very specifically for CapCut. If you just look up free editing software, you're mainly just going to find Filmora. Filmora, although yes, is free, you do have to pay for premium to like actually export the video to be able to post it on YouTube. So just use CapCut. CapCut's free. It does have a premium, but you don't need it. You don't need to buy premium to do like basic stuff. Filmora like kind of limits that, and Adobe you actually have to like pay fully just to even use the software. What's another good one? When and if you do already have a gaming setup, I just have a very simple laptop and I just call that my setup. Number one, if you do have the money, get a pretty good laptop. I personally have a very nice modern Victus. I'm not entirely sure what it is very specifically. Works out fine. Runs games amazingly. It's by Omen. Victus runs out of Omen, which is owned by HP. Any gaming laptop will work though. You just want like really good specs. For a recording software, okay, this is probably the most common one I see. Okay, because I feel like people just don't know about OBS. Because I see them using like alternative film like recording softwares. You don't need to do that. And like they just have a massive watermark. Also, Filmora, coming back to that, you can't export it. Okay, so let me go back. So it doesn't cost money to export the video. Okay, but Filmora leaves a watermark on your video unless you want to pay for premium. Then it doesn't leave a watermark. Really dumb. So just use CapCut, no watermark, no nothing. Even if it did, it's super tiny and super small. If you see especially younger kids use like KineMaster, you know that your phone has a built-in screen recorder, right? Apple and Android have built-in screen record features. It's not that difficult. But like I said, if you are looking to record, like for instance, just Outlast, and you need a recording software, download OBS. That's legit what it's called. Completely free. You can find tons, and I do really mean tons of tutorials on how to set up OBS, the proper way to do some capture stuff. OBS is your best friend and will forever be your best friend, especially if you're gonna be mainly using your computer. OBS is perfect. You can also stream straight from OBS to YouTube, Twitch, you name it, it got it. It just needs to be linked directly to OBS. Works out fine. There are two ways to download OBS. One is to find like the actual download file on like whatever Explorer you use, like Opera or fucking Internet Explorer, Firefox, whatever your poison may be. Just look up OBS, download. You'll find it pretty easily. Or you could just download it through Steam. Steam is another really good outlet, which, speaking of, Steam is my next stop. Download Steam. Steam, once again, completely free. It is where you can buy games. There's even like an entire buying and selling gamer market on Steam alone, where you can buy and sell like TF2 hats or like CSGO camos if you really do choose. Obviously, you do have to buy games and everything like that, but mostly, not even mostly, Steam is completely free. Download Steam, just once again, use your Explorer or whatever, and just look up Steam download. You'll find it pretty easily. Obviously, be careful of the fake download thing. So, yeah. What's another really, really good one? Not turning comments on. This is honestly, this could honestly be just, you just don't know how, which is pretty common, especially if you are just using your phone and you don't have YouTube Studio, which I will return to, in a short second. If your comments are disabled, there's really no real way, unless you have a computer or YouTube Studio, to turn your comments on. So having your comments on are probably the best thing to have, especially when you're just starting out, because people commenting on your video, whether it be positive or negative, are going to boost, like, people are going to get it, in people's recommended and everything like that. And obviously turning on likes, which are already automatic. So there you go. And don't be affected by criticism. Listen to it. Try to improve on what you are doing wrong. Criticism is probably the best thing. I don't think I've received insane much on like video quality or anything like that. But if you go back, you'll see like the horrible younger 2019 me flailing around a yardstick like a dumbass. YouTube Studio. So if you are just running off a phone and you do not have a laptop or computer or whatever, YouTube Studio is your best friend. Now, there are limitations to phone YouTube Studio, and I hope that will change in the future, which is kind of annoying. Like, if you get if your video gets copyright claimed, there's no way to like see at what time, why it got copyright claimed. Like, you can't get into this specifics on phone YouTube Studios. You can only see that on laptop or computer YouTube Studios, which is kind of dumb. Once again, I hope that's changing, but whatever. Like I said, YouTube Studios is already on, like pre-installed on YouTube, on your computer. Just click on your profile, you'll see your channel, and then like YouTube Studio, and you can look at like all the schematics that are super helpful. Obviously, once again, phone YouTube Studio doesn't really have that much going for it. I hope they just keep updating it so it's kind of more and more like laptop, computer YouTube Studio, because once you use computer YouTube Studio, you won't really ever need phone YouTube Studio. So there you go. I mean, like, I still have YouTube Studio installed on my phone just because it's just super helpful to see how my videos are doing, and it's just a quick scroll on my phone, especially if I'm away from my laptop. So yeah, definitely install YouTube Studio. completely free on your phone, especially if you're just running off your phone. It's just super simple. Even if you have a computer, you know, it's still like super nice to have. It's just super nice to have, you know. It's just a little portable YouTube studio that has some limitations, but that's okay. It's just super helpful. Let's see. I think another really good one is making sure, if you plan to swear on your channel, definitely have not made for kids on. I think that's also a thing of like your comments being turned off. Very weird. I'm not entirely sure why that's a thing, but it is a thing. If you plan to stream and you are on console, so I will quickly explain console streaming because it can be not really complicated, but be complicated. Nintendo Switch. I'm sorry, Nintendo. I'm sorry, Switch players. And if that's all you have, that's cool. I love the Switch, but you can't stream off of it, which is kind of annoying. You can get YouTube and Twitch, but you can't stream off of it. There's no way to. I wish you could. I would have like full-on shiny runs by now on my YouTube channel, because I've always wanted to, you know, stream Pokemon because I love Pokemon, or stream Breath of the Wild, or, you know, and have playthroughs of those kind of games, but you can't, so sorry. Obviously there are ways to get like a capture thing, like an Elgato is probably the most common and prominent, to capture off of your console to your computer in OBS. Obviously you can do that, but Elgatos are kind of expensive. They're like $100 a pop, but still you get to like capture even old consoles like the GameCube or the Nintendo Wii, or hell, even a PlayStation 2. I believe you can even capture an Atari. So it's maybe, I'm not entirely sure, but there are ways, you know, that you can, with an Elgato, that you can just hook it up and there you go, you're capturing. If you are on Xbox Series S or X, same console, one's digital, one has CDs, whatever. Your two options are Twitch and the other one I'm not entirely sure. So if you're just wanting to main YouTube, you can't really do that. So I mean, if you want to do Twitch, good for you, but Twitch kind of sucks. But if you are on PlayStation 4 or 5, doesn't matter, you can stream on YouTube. Yay! It's super fun. One thing I will say, on PlayStation 4, I would recommend not having your chat on. And what I mean is, there is a way that you, the streamer, can view chat while you stream. But also, the chat takes up half, like a good quarter of your screen, and it like zooms out. It's super weird and it looks ugly, especially if you're playing an FPS game. It can be super distracting because like you are now zoomed out a little bit and chat is taking up like a quarter of your screen. It's just not fun at all, so don't turn it on. Just like read chat off of your computer or your phone. That's what I did. And that's what I do. Unless you're on PlayStation 5. Also, for PlayStation 4, if you do like turn chat on, your viewers can also see that really zoomed out and a quarter of your screen is just blocked. I don't know why that's a thing. I feel like it should be full screen for the viewer. But if you're on PlayStation 5, so much better. So chat is on by default, which is fine. I'm okay with that. It doesn't capture chat. I think there's a setting where you can change that. But it doesn't take up half your fucking screen, so that's good. It instead, it are little bubbles that show up in the bottom right. They do have a character limit, so if you want to see like if a message is like semi long and you want to read the full thing, you would obviously need to read it on your phone or laptop, whatever you're having chat on, which is why I usually just always have my laptop open when I'm streaming. And if I'm streaming off my laptop, I just have my phone looking at chat. It's just nice to have, you know? And plus, you get to kind of moderate chat on your own, especially if you are just starting out. So yeah. It's another really good one. Having a Discord. I feel like you would want to do this when you're in the 150 to 200 sub range. Um, because like I don't think people are really gonna join if you just have like 50 subs. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Who knows? But you know, 150 to 200 sub range is where I would probably do a Discord server. Once again, Discord is free. Discord does have a premium, but you don't need it, you know? It's just, or Discord Nitro is what it's called. You don't need it. It's just some silly stuff that you can get. It's kind of useless. Like you get infinite soundboard bytes and everything like that. It's kind of stupid, whatever. No one really cares. Having mods for your channel and your Discord. I would recommend keeping those two the same people. I have a very cool team of, I believe, 5. It might be more, it might be less. They're all great. I love them all. You guys are awesome. I love you. You know who you are. These guys are gonna be your best friends, honestly. Honestly, that's who you want it to be. Like, my best friend who I play with constantly, Camden, is a moderator on my Discord, and he also co-owns my YouTube channel. And I don't believe anyone really knew that until now. But yeah, Camden co-owns my channel. He doesn't do anything, but you know, he's essentially a god moderator. You know, he's a god mod on my Discord and on my channel because he co-owns it. But I also have a small 4 mods who are just base mods who moderate my chat. They don't always show up to every single stream. I don't expect them to. So it can kind of be chaotic, especially when they don't show up. And it's just like people can just be spamming or something. Or when they do show up, it's actually chaotic. They actually do their job. You guys are awesome. I love you. But usually during live streams, it's never usually chaotic. It's pretty calm and tame, which is fine. I don't expect people to show up 9 times out of 10. No one does. And that's fine. I really don't care. It is kind of sad, though, because, like, I'll be, like, ending off a stream, and chat is just empty. And I usually end my streams off, like, thank you, everybody, so much for tuning in. That's, like, my outro for my streams. And just chat is dead. It's kind of funny. But also kind of depressing. Because not only have my mods not shown up, no one's shown up. So, yeah. And honestly, that's my bad. I don't usually, like, advertise my live streams much, and I need to get better at doing that. But yeah, having a small team of 5 really should be the limit. Even three is fine. I personally have 5, one of which is my best friend. Like I said, Camden. But yeah, small team. You really don't need many. Hell, you are a mod technically, so there you go. I mean, but it can be kind of hard, especially when you're playing, like, for instance, COD. You can't really moderate chat, so having some friends be like your moderator, or having some people in your community be moderators. Hell, that's where most of my mods came from. Like Zombie, and that's the only person who's coming to my brain right now. Um, that's sad. Uh, uh, I'm sorry, guys. I have horrible memory. Zombie, Scully, and that's who's in my head right now. Like, Zombie came to my stream, like a stream, and he's stuck with almost every single stream since then. And I decided to make him a mod. He's awesome. Love him. He made some thumbnails for me in the past. Zombie's awesome. Scully, same deal. But yeah, just to have like a very small team of mods, even if it's your friends, which is fine. There you go. One other thing, and kind of like the last thing here while I end this off, is tell your friends about it. Especially when you're starting out. I wouldn't, advertise that I have a YouTube channel. I mean, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. If YouTube is up in a conversation, I might bring it up that, like, oh yeah, I have a YouTube channel. I know how that's kind of like. Even with a small YouTube channel, people will still ask you about, oh yeah, what's that like? How do you like? Because obviously their kids are probably like, I've had full on conversations with people like that, like, oh yeah, what's that like? How does that work? Because it's kind of a mystery for some people. And for some extent, I know what I'm talking about, but to also that extent, I don't. But for the most part, I do know what I'm talking about when it comes to YouTube. So um, definitely tell your friends about it. Like, hey, yeah, I'm just starting out a YouTube channel. Check it out. If you like it, subscribe, would mean a lot. There you go. That's your advertisement. Don't force it on them. Just like, hey, yeah, check it out. Be really cool if you did. um and hopefully they'll tell their friends, and so on and so forth. um and eventually, if you get lucky, you'll make it one day and have 1,000, 10,000, and so on and so forth. But yeah, I hope this video was helpful in some way to small and or big creators. That has been my experience and what I've semi done in some aspect. So I once again hopefully this helped you in some way, shape, or form. If you want, please return to this video and tell your friends who are starting out to watch this informational video on some of the basics and what are some common. I really didn't go over common mistakes, but like common things that people really don't do and that they should be doing, especially when they start out. But that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, don't forget to check out the Twitter, Discord, and Patreon. All in the description below. Patreon is $1 a month. I do extra videos. Also, don't forget to check out the Lonely Boys podcast, which is also linked in the description below. That's it. Peace.